Hey, good morning, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks time on this wintry Tuesday morning. It was less than 48 hours ago. We had a high of 80 degrees in Youngstown, and now we're seeing snow. So what a turnaround it's been. This has gone right on schedule, just as we expected. We had rain overnight, and now starting probably at about 6:30 this morning in northwestern Trumbull, and gradually working south and east, we've seen that transition over to some snow. In fact, let me bring up the latest. What we call dual pole Doppler radar product here. Dual pole is just the latest Doppler radar technology. We can do lots of interesting things with it these days, including picking out where there can be mixed precipitation. A lot of times we can pick where tornadoes are occurring based on the dual pole Doppler radar data. What I'm going to show you here is a product that makes it easy for us to figure out, based on the radar, where different types of precipitation uh, are occurring. And as soon as the data loads here, I'll show you what we call correlation coefficient. Easy for me to say. It's been a long day, and of course I'm a little sleep deprived since I've been on the morning shift the last couple of days. Here's what that product is. Now, where you see the kind of real uniform color, like right in here, that means the precipitation type is uniform. As the precipitation falls out of the clouds, the Doppler radar is hitting things that are of equal size. In other words, snowflakes or raindrops in some cases. Where the radar beams go out and hit a bunch of different things that are different sizes, you start to get into some of these raggedy yellow colors, and that's a general rule of thumb is in this type of situation, this is probably where we're seeing some sleet pellets and a mix of precipitation, a snowflake next to a sleet pellet, next to a raindrop, and so it has that kind of a signature on the radar. This is probably rain all through here where everything's uniform, and then this is snow back here. So just a real quick little lesson for you in the latest and greatest Doppler radar technology. Let me bring up the temperatures, and no surprise, it's a lot colder. We were close to 70 at this time yesterday. Now we're close to freezing, and temperatures are going nowhere today. It's going to hang out kind of where it is. We might rise a couple of degrees here and there. I've also got some of the snowfall reports plotted up here. The Weather Service in Cleveland has not issued any reports yet, but the National Weather Service in Southwest Ohio, in Wilmington, has compiled a few reports here. There's a 2-inch mark, Butler County Regional Airport just north of Cincinnati, 2.5 up there north of that zone, 3 inches in Clark, Ohio, Clark County, Ohio, right along I-70. And, I think for a lot of us up here in Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, we're going to pick up anywhere between a slushy inch to inch and a half, perhaps 2 inches worth of snow. This is the latest high resolution rapid refresh snowfall accumulation forecast. This is based on a 10-to-1 liquid to snow ratio. Ratios today are not quite that high, so these are going to be artificially a little too high, I suspect. Even though it does give 2 inches based on that 10-to-1 ratio, with the lower ratios, more like maybe 6 or 7 to 1, I think a lot of places are going to get a slushy inch and a half maybe worth of snow on grass, car tops, rooftops, anything that's non-paved. It's the middle of April now, and we have a pretty warm ground in place considering how warm it's been lately, and it's never going to snow terribly hard today. So all of those things are conspiring against the snow really sticking to the roads that much. Alleys, side streets might get a little slushy, but I really think our main roads today are going to be in pretty good shape, mostly just wet. So again, on your grass, you might get an inch or so out of this. Zooming out, taking a look at the rest of the picture. Well, yesterday's rain and warmth is now over in Pennsylvania, heading towards the eastern seaboard. It's still 61 over there in State College, PA, but we're firmly in the cold air now, and this cold air mass is going to stick around. It certainly looks like right through tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a sunnier day, but it certainly will be chilly. Take a look at the extent of the cold air here. It goes all the way back through the Midwest. It's even below zero up here in parts of Canada. So this is a weather map. Look at the cold all the way down into Texas. It's in the 40s in Houston and New Orleans. This is a weather map like we would see in February, not the middle of April. So definitely a bit unusual. All right, let's talk about what's going to happen as we go into the afternoon today. Speaking of that rapid refresh model I just mentioned, I'm going to bring up the latest version of that. It's a simulated radar product here. We're going to start things at midday today. I'll fast forward to noontime. And at this point, the steadiest of the precipitation will be pushing off to the east. This is the noon simulated radar. Here's 1 p.m. And I think there'll be some light snow trying to, continue to go here, kind of on a line like this, but it's going to be pretty light by midday. So we're probably seeing the heaviest of the snow that we'll see all day right now as I record this at about 9 in the morning. So up through 10 or 11. That's when the steadiest snow will be today. Here's 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. Again, there's going to be some light snow trying to be around, some flurries, occasional snow shower, but it's not going to be coming down very hard later today. And this is just a classic, almost a lake effect look at the end of the day today. This is the end of the afternoon with the lakes unfreezing, thawing, if you will, over the last couple of weeks. They're getting pretty open, and so really cold air coming across the lakes is still going to bring some lake-enhanced snow. Again, it's not going to really do much sticking later today, but you're going to see snowflakes in the air probably through about sunset. Here's 7 o'clock this evening, as soon as the data comes up, and yeah, still probably a couple of snowflakes around. And then after that, skies are going to clear pretty quickly tonight as high pressure builds in. Here's the surface map tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. High pressure almost right overhead, and with a clearing sky tonight, a little bit of snow on grassy surfaces and calm winds. That's a recipe for a cold night. Record low tonight in Youngstown's 21. We probably break that by at least a degree or two, down to 19 or 20. And some of the colder backyards might be 16, 17 degrees tomorrow morning. Unusual, certainly, for April. But otherwise, Wednesday is going to be a sunny day. South-facing yards are going to see the snow disappear tomorrow. Your north-facing shaded areas probably will hang on to some degree of slush or snow right through Thursday morning. Here's Thursday's map. Now, this day is a little different. We're going to get a southwesterly flow trying to kick in on Thursday, and with more sunshine, it's going to be a pretty rapid warm-up. 60 or higher seems pretty likely on Thursday. Friday, another pretty warm day, but a somewhat cloudier day. Towards the end of the day, this is Friday evening, we've got a front approaching, probably tries to be a shower towards sunset Friday evening. Into Friday night, a couple of showers around. Might be a wet snowflake or two, particularly in the higher terrain once you get into northwestern PA Saturday morning. But the timing on this looks a little faster now to me as we head into the weekend. Now we're going to just allow for showers Saturday morning, getting them out of the way for Saturday afternoon. And then Easter Sunday looks just fine. This is Sunday's map. We've got a bubble of high pressure up here, and we'll call it probably partly sunny on Sunday. And seasonable, very typical of April 20th, probably up to about 60, 61 degrees, something like that. So good news for the weekend. Here's a look at the temperature anomaly chart for the month so far. We're halfway through the month. Today is tax day, the 15th. And warmer than average has been the rule in a lot of places in the east. This is kind of opposite of what we had over the winter. We're averaging about 3 or 4 degrees above normal so far here in Youngstown this month. So it's been a nice reprieve considering how cold January, February, and March were. All right, the longer range. Let's take a sneak peek at the end of the month. This is the 25th through the 30th. So this is well after Easter Sunday. We're talking now getting out towards the end of next week and into the week after that. Latest GFS ensemble model has somewhat above average temperatures here. This doesn't look like a blowtorch super warm pattern, but it doesn't look bad at all for the last 5 days of the month. That's the GFS. Now the CFS, the climate forecast system, temperature anomaly chart for that same period, roughly the 25th through the 30th, does look a little cool. So, when you blend these models together, kind of take an average, I would say the last 5 days of the month are, more than likely going to be pretty close to average, maybe a shade above. And then a quick peek at the climate forecast system forecast for May, all of next month. Notice the chill still around the immediate Great Lakes because of the ice cover, the slow warming of the lakes. But generally, the climate forecast system modeling over the last several runs has pointed towards a pretty good-looking May. Sure, there's going to be some cooler than average days, but when taken as a whole, the month right now odds favor it being a little above average. So I've got a lot of good news today. Once we're done with this lousy day today, things are looking up for us across the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. I'll be on 21 News midday today. Then tomorrow I'm back to my regular shift, and so you'll get weather for Weather Geeks mid-afternoon on Wednesday, and you'll see me on 21 News at 6 and 11 as usual starting again tomorrow. So I will see you then.